What's up, man?
What up?
I'm so hungry.
It's one of those nights.
It is. It really is. You ready for Halloween?
I'm trying to. I've got all the candy that I'm not going to share with kids, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the day after Halloween. You know, everything's on sale.
Oh, yeah. You like candy corn?
I am one of the people that do enjoy candy corn.
Hell yeah. I love candy corn. I get the round bin. What up, Lunchbox? I get the round bin and I'll throw peanuts in it with the
All
candy
right.
corn. It tastes like a payday.
Well, my fat senses are tingling, so I will have to try that out.
Mm-hmm. Do it. He says it's just shit, not. I love it. I love it. There's a lot of people that don't like chicken wings either. But you know what? Chicken wing, hot dog and bologna. Anyway.
Just come into this podcast chewing.
Mm-hmm. This is how we rock it.
Oh, yeah.
You don't care. Did you have a good weekend?
Eventful. Yeah. It's been fun so far. Finally, our first cold front's moving in tonight. So we'll be sunny and 75 come Saturday. You know, my 2 days off normally. Today it was blowing 30 miles an hour with rain. Tomorrow's going to be blowing 40 miles an hour with spotty rain. And then Saturday when I go back to work, sunny and 75.
See here, it was beautiful. It says like it was 60 something. I'm eating both Lunchbox, believe it or not, drums and flats. I can't really decide if I like which one I like better. So like today, it said it was like, I want to say it was like 55 or 65. Beautiful, clear sky. It's one of them ASMR videos, just chewing. So, beautiful out, right? But we had wind gusts up to like 65 miles an hour. I was like, this really sucks. This
That's
really
some
sucks.
hurricane winds here.
Bro, my car was all over the highway. Like I could not keep it still. Like I would just cruise and all of a sudden it goes. Like, where are you going, little thing?
Oh, I get my truck as heavy as it is.
Mm-hmm.
One good gust of wind, I'm going this way, and then I'm like, whoa, hang on, let me come back this way.
Yeah,
A
absolutely.
little old grandma hiding in my wind shadow is like, what's going on?
And the thing that scares me is the semi trucks, because I know if I'm getting blown around, if that son of a gun is empty, you know he's getting tossed around.
Oh, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Whoops. So we're going to have Jason on here from BT Haunts. So he's going to be on the show.
In true spooky session.
But I think he's having some technical difficulties. So
the dolls terrorizing him to get on.
They probably are. Them dolls are probably fucking everything up.
Sitting there unplugging the Wi-Fi, plugging it back in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
This is their season. This is their year.
That energy, you know, that just feeds those paranormal experiences through the roof right now.
See, we were talking backstage. I didn't have any. I mean, nothing really. Nothing like paranormal or trying to think. Like nothing really like out of the ordinary. I mean, there probably was, and I just didn't like tune into it.
I know, weren't you a little bit on the more skeptical side and all that? You know?
Yeah, I was like Jason, you know, like the skeptical believer. So I was like, but then it was like, I don't know. Like my mom one time, she said that my grandmother had these like little like silk scarves, right?
Yeah.
And she said something about Dina mom gave her a scarf to go to school when she was like in second grade or third grade or something. And so Dina lost it at school. And then months later, mom went to go clean something out and it was folded underneath like this table. Mom's like, I don't put anything underneath this table. And she's like, it's not even folded the way I fold them or anybody else. And she's like, did you do anything? I was like, no. What am I going to do with a scarf? So
Yeah, I've had weird stuff like that where like a great thing is so as bad as it sounds like I'd lose something like this.
Mm-hmm.
I got a nice big 8-inch fillet knife for a catch and cook video that I was going to do.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's not where I left it. And I'm like, where is this knife? And this is literally like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
And I'm like, I don't know where this knife is. So I go and do the video. I bring back the fish I'm going to catch and cook. Still can't find the knife. And I'm like, you know what? Well, next time I'm up at the shop, I'll get another one, come back. So go to work that day, come back, put the knife down in the kitchen, and I look and it's in the sink. And I'm like, oh shit, somebody found the knife.
Right.
I went around, I'm like, hey, who found it? And someone's like, no one found it. And I'm like, okay, cool. So the knife's just randomly in the sink.
Like it was used or
no, just unsheathed, laid there. The plastic that it was in was gone. Just like, just something came in and went and dropped it in the sink. And I'm like, cool, that's terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't be so inclined to want to go even touch that knife. I'm like, oh, give me another one.
Yeah, no, that's I had the other one. And I'm like, see, this one's gonna be my fillet knife. This one is just a little strange.
This one's my friend.
Exactly. And to kind of go off what you said, being like you kind of were skeptical at first. I never got to be a skeptic.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit! So it just like really came out of nowhere and it smacked you in the face.
That is an understatement. That is a complete understatement. So when I was younger, my father told me a story, and I actually, before we did all this and before I got on, I was actually talking with him about it because I wanted to get it spot on. My dad has seen cryptids before and has experienced the paranormal. But the story that stuck with me at a young age was the story that he had. He was asleep one night at his house, his parents' home. Phone rings, picks it up. Somebody's on the other end of the phone going, hey, there's been a horrible accident out in the field. So-and-so's involved. You need to get out there. My dad, being a volunteer paramedic, hopped in his truck, took off to the field. When he got there, there was a tractor overturned with his friend dead underneath it. And his girlfriend at the time, broken leg. Your dad's
girlfriend.
Yeah. Broken leg, external fracture, the whole 9 yards. And he goes, hey, who called? And she goes, nobody. We're the only ones out here. How did you know that we were out here? My dad's like, someone called the house. So my dad gets everyone triaged, all that.
Oh, no.
Goes home. Now, my grandfather, I never got to meet him. He passed away before I was born, which is a whole other story that we'll get onto the spooky things for. But, yeah, Larry, Lunchbox. Yeah, I remember that. My dad's told us the story together. I've got YouTube pulled up on my phone, too, so I can see the comments.
Cool.
Big brain move. But my dad's parents never heard the phone ring that night. My grandfather was ex-military. He was not a light sleeper. But needless to say, no one heard the phone ring except my father, who then was told exactly where to go.
Yeah, no. I mean, that was probably your grandfather.
Well, he was alive at the time. He wasn't passed, but
damn that, dude.
So
see, maybe Jason can shed some light on this.
Is he here? There he is. What's up, man?
What's going on? Hey, nice to meet you. Like in well, I guess kind of
flesh,
virtual. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
but in the kind of
in
flesh.
the pixels.
Yeah, and yeah, that's right. That's right.
So Wendy actually says, as a kid, my cousins always told me that my grandmother's house was haunted. Let me put the comment up. A bunch of stories. I was there one day, poured a glass of milk, put it on the kitchen table, turned to put the milk in the fridge. Boom. Turned back around and get my milk. It was on the living room coffee table. Yeah, no.
That's a hard.
That's all. That's a hard no.
Be like that scene from Ghostbusters where all the eggs are popping, like the ooze is coming out. I'd be like, all right, this coffee done. We're going for another one,
bro. If let me put it to you this way: if my death wish, I swear to God, if y'all move, if my death wish coffee gets up and like just flies across the room, I probably won't drink it ever again.
I wouldn't either.
You know, I don't know. Maybe I would, just because I'd probably go after the one that flew across the room. Just be like, listen, dude, you're mine. I'm the boss.
Right.
You know, when I hear a story like that, I usually kind of lean back. I'll listen to it, and then I'm like, yeah, it happens. It could happen. I mean, stuff moving is crazy to even think
Oh,
about.
yeah.
I mean, you think about, I saw something that looked like a shadow here or there, but when things start moving around,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Listen,
And it's hard to get people to believe that too.
I've been working night shift at the PD, right? And boy, let me tell you, your eyesight really plays tricks on you when it's shadows and everything, because then it's like things are there at night that aren't there during the day.
Well, if you want to know if it is, I mean, take pictures.
Mm-hmm.
When you get that feeling, you get that, that sense or whatever. Just even hell, man, phones now are awesome. Just take about 3 or 4 pictures in the same direction, one right after another, and might be
Because it
something
picks
there.
up on stuff we don't even see.
Yeah.
The same way like an EVP gets picked up, or people see stuff on their security cameras versus with the naked eye.
Yeah. We I filmed another short film this past weekend, and filmed it all in one night in Culpeper, in my family's old house, and that was the first place that I ever did paranormal investigation at. And we got great evidence from that place, and we've been back. Wayward Soul Searchers, we've been back several times, and we get evidence there every time. And it was funny because I warned my actors. I was like, hey, I'm letting you know there may be something you hear or see or whatever at this house. And I think I scared them from the beginning, but no shit, man, we had stuff happen while we were there, and it's crazy, man.
Tell. I mean, this is Halloween time, so that's
the spooky the better.
Let's embark on this expedition here.
So we've been there several times and investigated, and we get something every time. We got a great picture there. Heather and Wayward Soul Searchers got the picture, and we were pretty much packing up. That was our first investigation, and we didn't have all the equipment that we do now, just some small stuff. Right. And she stood there, and she got a funny feeling, and we're packing up, getting ready to go, and she took like 5 pictures, I think it was, and in the third one, it looks like a little old lady standing in the doorway. So we definitely get stuff there, and it wasn't just that. We've gotten great EVPs there. I had a bunch of experiences when I lived there for a while happen to me, but there was one part when we were filming in the house. So, my Lee, who you've met, and Jake, his co-host on a show they do, and co-actor, I should say now, because they've been in a few of my things together. But they had just come into the house. We're filming. It was those guys and 2 other people, Mary and Steven, who you've met too. And they got in, they did their lines. And, when I'm filming, I take like 3 or 4 different shots. The same thing. They come in, they have to line up just whatever. But we made sure that there was power to the house, but we made sure that we had the lights off and all that where we were filming. And actually, it's in one of the cuts from my movie because it was a good shot. But they came in and, no power. We got everything turned off. There is power to the house. And I'm filming, and my buddy Fluffy, his name's Chris, but I call him Fluffy, tapped me on my shoulder. And I looked up, and the light was barely flickering. I mean, not like a strobe or anything, but it was like flickering. Yeah, it could have been electricity or whatever, something wrong with it. But it was just wild that, stuff like that happened throughout. And there was one time when Jake thought he heard something in the room where he was supposed to be, like keeping the door closed and stuff. And he came running out. As soon as I said cut, man, he was out of there. And then he was like, yeah, there's something in there or whatever. But it was crazy, man.
Are you going to go back and do what's that camera that showed like the stick figure?
Oh, dude, we did. So
Do tell. This is interesting.
all right, so I took the SLS camera, and I told Lee I was bringing it, and he was like, I don't want you to do it before we film.
Mm-hmm.
So I waited till we were done filming. You know what I mean? Because I think if we had seen anything, so
he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't have done it.
No, hell no, man. No. But so I brought it out at the end. We finished filming everything, and I said, well, let me break it out real quick. And Jay didn't really want no parts of it, man. He's like, I don't want to see it. And Lee was a little timid, I guess, but he came on through, and we went in the back, and I was holding it. And hey, Dave on Tinder, who comments a lot, he was there, so he was kind of like my backup director for me,
right?
And, so I had the SLS camera, and I'm pointing around, and we saw one person like standing up, and then there was a person that looked like they were sitting down beside this closet, and all of a sudden, man, it just like stood up. Like Lee walked in, he saw like he did see the stick figure, so and then he dipped too. He was gone.
See, I'd be sitting there playing rock paper scissors. These guys trying to get them to move.
But it was crazy because it was just like sitting back in the corner, and then it just like stood up and like kind of walked towards the closet. Gone.
That's
crazy.
See, when I first saw that thing go nuts, bro, I was like,
that was an awesome live.
Yeah. If I couldn't get guests on tonight, I was just going to repeat that video.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I might actually do it on Sunday.
It's cool, man. I actually, the show was great, and I'm actually making that into 2 different episodes to throw on BT Haunts. You know what I mean? Because it was that damn good.
Yeah,
there
was
some good stuff happening.
I had a great time doing that. We got to do that again. I had a great. Awesome. It was fun, and then people commenting. That was like they were like, "I saw it too." I was like, "You got to be shitting me."
I was glued to my phone that night, sitting here watching that. I'm sitting like right over here on my bed, and I've got it up on the TV just in case I missed it. So I'm watching it on both screens, and I'm like, I'm pausing the TV and look as I'm watching it live, and I'm like, oh, hold on, time out.
I can tell you, like when you're in those investigations, and after you've seen or heard a couple of things you can't explain, you can always explain the animals or whatever it is, the house creaking. But when you hear or see something that you don't, there's no explanation, and you label it paranormal, and then to go into dark places by yourself, it gets a little bit creepier. You know what I mean? I'll admit it. I'm a little more creeped out than I used to be, but because I was very skeptic, and but now, and I'm not one of those. Oh my God, that's a ghost. Everything's a ghost. I'm not like that. But it's something about. Like when we do Facebook Live, it's almost like people are there with me, so I'm not as much a bitch. You know what I mean? But so that it was really cool to have you on, like hosting that, and it was awesome, man.
I had a great time. I really
it was like you were there protecting me, man.
Oh. I was like, go lay down in the bed. You're like, I'm not fucking laying down in the bed.
Man, it was like mouse shit and all. I ain't doing that.
Bro, go sit in the chair. And Heather, she went and sat in the chair. And then we saw the kid crawling on her. I was like, no.
Brandy. Yeah, it was crazy, man.
I was like, no. But what was so fucked up was the fact that when I was starting to ask questions, and he got pissed.
He told you to be quiet, man.
Yeah, he was like, be quiet. I was like, yeah, listen, bro. We're good. I'll be quiet.
Yeah, right?
Oh, shit. Hold on. Wendy said she saw a figure in the... Oh, my gosh. Hold on.
Wendy's got a whole story in here in the comments.
Yeah, I know. God dang it.
I've been like looking down and reading it, see if there's anything I could throw in to help out.
I'm like I got to clean this hand because the mouse is in this. Hold on.
Ooh, chicken grease on the mouse.
You know it. I'm going to put it on the bottom of it. That way it slides a little bit better.
Yes. There you go.
She said she was a kid and played it off for years. Like she just put it on the wrong table. That milk. Yeah. She was 100% convinced it was paranormal. My sis and I stayed in a hotel. Haunted history here. Haunted history in New Orleans. Place des Armes. First night I was falling asleep. Felt like a dream. saw a figure watching me from the courtyard through the window, wearing all black, just watching. Then something pulled my hair. My eyes shot open, but I was froze. Didn't notice. I'm gonna say didn't notice and fell asleep. She said she tried to tell her sis the next day, but she was like, "Nope, I want to sleep tonight." So then I woke up my sister calling into my bed, and I was like, "What are you doing?" She said, "I'm scared." Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, wait, you said nope, like you didn't tell your sister, or your sister didn't want to hear it?
I think her sister didn't want to hear it. Like she was like, "Hey, listen, I saw something," and she's like, "No, listen, I don't want to hear it. I'm trying to get some sleep." That's what I would say.
I've been there, done that. We shoot. There was one night that it was kind of like I've talked about the Shadow Walker before. The thing we got over here in Cape. So when we first saw it, it was me and my friend Jackie. And when we told other people about it, they didn't want to like acknowledge the fact that there could be something in the woods that was visibly able to do all this or physically able to do all this. And Lunchbox was actually one of the guys that got to experience it with me. And we're driving home one day and we're looking up the road and something crosses and all that. And we get up close to it and it comes out into the road and it's just this big, he's commenting, no, in the comments. But that thing comes out. And ever since then, more and more people have come forward seeing it. But we didn't tell a lot of people of what we saw out there. So there were people who actually would avoid going to the woods because people were starting to see this thing. Whether it was someone playing pranks or if there was actually something paranormal or cryptic out there.
Of course.
Wait, this is where you're at? Like now?
Yeah. Shit. Like I can drive there and be in like 10, 15 minutes. And there's multiple people who have seen this being, spirit, entity, cryptid, whatever it is. And I mean, I had the perfect mix of people. I was sober. One of my other passengers was a little bit high on the happy grass, and one had too many drinks that night. And we all saw the exact same thing and said it back to each other at the exact same time. And my 95 Silverado had never gone that fast before.
You're gonna make me take a road trip, man.
Oh, there's tons of stuff down here. There's tons of stuff down here.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We used to have a haunted church before they knocked it down, and I'm sure there's still stuff out there that you can get EVPs on and see stuff out there.
Did they build over it, or it's just vacant now?
No, they built the new church next to it. But that was like condemned years ago, and the structure stayed up for like another 15, 20 years. And then just north of us here in a town called Englewood, there is an old mansion up in the woods. And I mean, kids go out there, have fires, shoot it up, and there's own stories around what that is. They've shot through multiple. It's a 2-story house. They use the garage as target practice. But there's stories of stuff out there. There's a million stories out here because Cape Coral wasn't built on until like the 60s. And before that, we're like the 3rd or 4th largest city by landmass in Florida. And in the 60s, that was like a 5-mile stretch of town was what we were.
Right.
But there's so much stuff that's still found out here, or stories that pop up out here. It's cool. I mean, I've seen stuff when I was joking around with friends. I've caught EVPs, and some of these homes are, from the 60s. And as they say, Cape Coral's home of the newlyweds and home of the nearly dead. So, I mean, this is where people come to pass, Everyone comes to Florida for retirement.
Yeah, they damn sure do. So, do you think, you drive by all these cemeteries, right? And it's how many people are in that city or whatever. Do you really think that you see a cemetery that for all these years that cemetery is housing that whole population? Like, I think town. I think over the years as land develops, I can almost put money on that it's resting on like burial ground.
I would
the movie
doubt
Poltergeist.
We just had a body get found out here. Out in the wood line down one of the most busy intersections in Cape Coral, and it was so decomposed they thought it was one of the missing people that were missing a few years ago. So we find Cape Coral's full of this weird stuff popping up, or just old skeletal remains.
Yeah. Then you know damn well if it is, and then you know damn well that it's like an unrested spirit running around.
And you have those, yeah.
No.
No.
Mm-mm. Listen, man, I don't want to be like driving my car and all of a sudden I see this thing just jump on my fucking in the window and says, "Listen, I need your help." I'm like, fucking what?
Yeah, I don't really want
No,
that to happen either.
I-
Just to put that
Yeah,
on the
no,
That would
record.
scare the shit out of me.
I've
Or even
never
like
had
wake
that
me up in my
happen.
sleep. I don't want to get woke up. You know, something touching me or pulling me off the bed. I'm like, what just happened? Was that my dog? That's what I'm gonna start thinking.
Yeah.
God.
No,
He says something about tell us about Nathan.
So that goes back to the whole Shadow Walker story. We were dumb high school kids, and we thought, we're watching like Ghost Adventures and all this, like, let's be mean to the spirit and it'll come out and talk.
Wait a minute. You were in
bad
high school when Ghost Adventures was on?
Yeah, with Zach Bagans and all that.
Damn, I'm old, man.
Well, I'm 24, so I mean, don't
Oh,
let
all
the
right.
facial hair deceive you. I am quite young, but
All right,
Jay
now
was
that
like,
makes sense.
fuck around. I'm
Yeah.
so old.
So
Yeah.
we decide to load up like 2 or 3 of us in trucks, or 2 or 3 trucks full of people. We go out. So we get to the first place we ever saw the Shadow Walker, and I said, you know what, guys, let's do an EVP. And I break my cell phone out, and we're using the voice recorder off of my cell phone. I put it down on the hood of my truck. We all step back, and we're all asking it questions. And we didn't get anything for like the first like 10, 15 questions. And then we heard like something muffled, and we kind of played it off as there was wind. And then I said, can you tell me your name? And like someone was standing next to the phone, said Nathan. So we're like, okay. And we didn't hear it, but we're playing it back in my truck's got a sound system in it, the whole 9 yards. We're playing it back. And then all of a sudden, just boom through my sound system is Nathan. And we're all like, okay, let's do one more EVP session and we're going to leave. So we start doing that. And I'm watching the lights in my truck flicker. Like something's pulling power. And I'm like, okay, guys, we're going to move. We're going to go to the next spot, which we were going to all go camp out at. We had a bonfire down there. We were going to go out there, which is in the middle of the swamp. Like we have to drive through like a drain.
And you're not worried about alligators or nothing.
I'm a Florida man. Alligators are afraid of me.
I mean, I get it. I mean, I probably would have did the same shit, but it's like, I got to go through the swamp. I got to jump in my swamp buggy, get on airboat, lift it. We're going to go camping.
We sent our pickup trucks through waist deep water to get there. But So to get to this woods, we had to drive through an old abandoned, what's it called? Gated community, where there's like only like 2 homes and all these decrepit buildings and abandoned trailers. And then we drove down this old long road all the way into the back. So I mean,
hold on. Let's paint this picture. Hold on, back up.
I was just thinking, man. That sounds cool as shit to me, man.
Yeah, now it sounds cool as fuck. So you've got this like crusty ass neighborhood going through the swamp.
Yeah, no, like we're like literally down this, just it was abandoned. They never finished the gate coming in, so there's like metal still at the guard house. There's nothing now. Right now, it's a whole built community, like popped up overnight. It's full.
Oh no,
well,
that's haunted as fuck.
Like it honestly, it was, because when we got out there, we were standing out there and we keep hearing what sounds like a truck pulling up on us. We keep hearing voices. We're hearing all this. And my buddy who's with us, who just met up with us out there, who's a huge skeptic, comes out, and his name is Nathan. So I don't know if that was foreshadowing or anything like that. And we start talking about it. And then he goes on this rant, like, I don't care who you are or what abyss you came from. It starts like actually kind of sounding a little irritated towards it. And then it just calls him out in the EVP. None of us heard. And we're like, okay, we're not camping here tonight. I'm getting back in my truck, driving through the creepy abandoned place, and we're leaving.
Yeah. And you know what? You're damn lucky your truck didn't like break down in the creepy abandoned place. Bro, I probably would have been shitting myself.
Now, me personally, I'm not one to go out and do stuff like that. Like, let's go out and do all this, like, let's call out ghosts, because I grew up, you know, with family members who had paranormal experiences and stuff like that, and knew enough from watching shows growing up and hearing what people said that it was not a good idea to taunt spirits because they can latch onto things and come back with you.
Shut up.
But
I think you just drew a ghost out over there, and the dog started barking at us. What happened? Yeah, you know, when we do our investigations, man, we don't do taunting. You know, I don't know. Why take a chance? I mean, we'll try to communicate, and we usually get some pretty good stuff, but I don't think I don't know. Steve probably taunted when we first started, but I know we don't now.
Yeah, I mean, we were trying not to be aggressive with it because obviously, if I can't see something and it wants to harm me, there's a problem with that whole sentence. Like, if I can't see it and it's capable to manifest itself or do something,
like
I'm gonna pass on that. Yeah, like
that movie with Mark Wahlberg, right? Where they're like everybody starts killing themselves and shit, and
oh yeah.
They're stepping on the grass and oh, come on,
dude.
Bro, you don't see any of that coming in. Yeah, that's what would have happened. And your boy Nate, listen, man, that was definitely foreshadowing. Like that ghost was like, my name's not Nate, but watch out for this guy because he's gonna talk shit.
Oh yeah, like it was like we didn't hear anything, but we heard the trucks. We heard, like we're like in the middle of the swamp. Like if I could pull up like a map and like be like, here, look at this. The closest we were to the road was probably 2 or 3 miles to any kind of major road or anywhere a vehicle could get to. So for us to hear something that sounded like a truck coming down the trail that we just came down was terrifying because here I am thinking, okay, who saw us drive in here that's curious about what we're doing? Are we about to get, you know, in some kind of trouble? Because we're just a bunch of high school kids loaded down in pickup trucks driving through the woods.
Trespassing, that probably the homeowner is like,
yeah, I've seen that movie.
Bit. Yeah,
those homeowners out there had swamp buggies and they were doing the exact same thing we were.
Oh hell, man!
I used to go out there and fish those ponds during the day, and that's how I found this trail going back into the woods.
That's some freaky shit, dude.
Oh,
I mean, I've done some scary shit. Like, I remember being young and going to a place called M&M's to buy alcohol, and I was underage like a son of a bitch, and that was a scary scene. For me, I was like, I don't think I'm in the right neighborhood. There's fucking bulletproof glass like this, and he's shoveling underneath the fucking window, and there's bars on the windows, and I was like, I think we were in Opelika. I was like, I don't think I'm in a great area, and it was not pretty. So no, I won't go through that shit. Now being in law enforcement, it's like, yeah, I have to. But I don't have it where I'm not.
Well, Virginia is like most of the best places to go here that I think, or if you can find an insane asylum that still allows you in Virginia, most of them won't, but or like the sanatorium we did, St. Albans, places like that. There's a few places like that in Virginia, but mostly it's going to have something to do with like Civil War, like Civil War hospitals, like the field houses. Dude, those are the best place to investigate, man. Just a lot of bad energy. Yeah, some of them. The Exchange Hotel in Gordonsville, that's one that you can pay a little bit of money and go check out. And
nice.
Graffiti House in Culpeper is pretty awesome. That's a house that was used as a field hospital during the Civil War. And they call it the Graffiti House because a bunch of the soldiers signed their names on the walls and it's still there. And they preserved like most of it, turned it into like a museum now. It's pretty cool. But we've done both of those and got good evidence. So they're around. And then just like somebody's house, man. They're like, yeah, this was used during the Civil War as a field hospital. You know,
just see, that would be kind of cool
back then.
That would be cool. But here's the thing: you enter a place, right, and then something leeches can leech onto you, and you can take it with you.
It can. If you believe it can. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've only had one time that I thought maybe something followed me home from an investigation, and it was not our house presently. It was the one before in Charlottesville. And I can't remember where we had. I can't remember where we had been on the investigation that night now. Getting old, I guess. But I know it was a good investigation, and it was a couple of little scary moments or whatever, but nothing, never think any demon stuff. But I got home. It was probably about 4 or 5 in the morning. Snuck in the house and went in the bathroom getting ready and trying to be quiet. Didn't want to wake my wife up. Probably already did, but I went over and I got in bed after I brushed my teeth and everything. And back then, like my door would have been right over here going out into the hallway.
Right.
And I'm laying there, I'm half asleep or whatever. And there just looks like there's this little, call it what it is, a shadow figure standing there and in the doorway. But it was only maybe about 3.5 feet tall or so, maybe 4 foot tall. Just kind of a shadow of a small person, but it also looked like it had like little, not really horns, maybe the ear, I don't know, but I did see red eyes. And it was one of those things where I closed my eyes, like, well, let me get some sleep. And I opened them back up and it was still there. So I said, well, and I said, well, we'll try this again. And I closed my eyes and the next time it wasn't there. But that's the only time I ever saw that. And I don't, if that was something that had to have been bad, if it was, you know, really there and I wasn't like half asleep. But nothing again after that. But in this house now, I shouldn't talk about stuff. My wife doesn't like me talking about stuff like this. But in this house, I know my office has stuff going on. And,
yeah.
You know what I mean? There's always stuff. You talk about moving or stuff or getting moved around. Until somebody experiences it, and Wendy, I can tell you, I know what you're, you know, it wasn't made up. Stuff gets moved around. I get stuff all the time in here, and nobody's gonna believe it until it happens to them. But it happens in my office, dude.
Yeah.
Every at least a couple times a week. I'll put it that way.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, you got some lovely guests sitting behind you that I'm sure would love to just move some things around.
Lunchbox is in love with that doll back there. What is that? What was her name? Annabelle?
Oh, yeah.
Right there?
Yeah.
To your, what is that? To your left?
One? Oh,
which
no,
one, Larry?
No, that's Reagan from The Exorcist.
Reagan from The Exorcist.
Yeah. And then I keep Alice up there. Vivian is locked in a box, 2 locks on it now.
Oh, why 2 locks?
Yeah, do tell.
So
Lee was like, "Get that, better put another lock on it, put a deadbolt."
So I guess about a year after we moved in here, I bought we were at somebody had a yard sale or they were clearing out the house. They sold the house. So I went there just to check out what they had because it looked like they were rich people. So you never know, get some good stuff. So I found an EKG machine, like one from the I guess like around the 40s. It was in a box, little metal briefcase thing, EKG machine. And I said, how much for that? And I don't know. I got it for like $40 or something. And it was hooked up to this lady was older. This lady was, well, I don't know. She was probably around 65, 70, but it was her father's. And she watched him die on it while this machine was hooked up to him at home. So, you know, I had to have it then, man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I was sitting here thinking one day, that's been a couple of years ago, and I got Vivian, who's already, you know, I get stuff on her all the time, like K2 spikes and stuff. And so I said, what if I hook up that EKG machine to Vivian and like turn power up to her?
You're going to do like the straight up Chucky.
Yeah. No, see, he said that. I imagine Frankenstein, like, it's alive. And
that would be bad.
I had a bunch of stuff happen when I did it.
Oh, God.
And it was one of those things where I was asking questions and I had a K2 mounted up on her box that I keep her locked in.
Oh, shit.
And so I'd ask a question and I'd get responses the whole time. And I asked her if she liked Alice, and she doesn't like Alice. And I was like, I wonder if I should bring Alice in here and just see what. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that right now. So I said, that's
you got the Duracell bunny over here clapping away. It's a bad idea.
I did that as an episode for my Wayward Soul Searcher stuff. And there you can go on and watch like the actual thing. But what was wildest when I was unhooking everything, I turned the camera back on because the K2 started spiking and the REM pod was going crazy. And I said, well, I was doing something like unhooking the stuff or whatever, and then the K2 like falls off of the box, and I was like, that's it. But it was so cool that I actually then turned it into like a little short film and used that as the live footage and added, I Hollywoodized it like they did with Annabelle and stuff. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
then I had Alice killed me in the end, whatever. But whatever.
That bitch. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, Alice. I'm just kidding.
Don't hang on. Don't say that
Hey,
loud.
All
She's
jokes.
you.
All jokes.
I got her a pet.
A pet. Wait,
Yeah,
no.
Alice. Yeah, you know Alice. Hold on, let me show you. Maybe people don't know Alice, but come on.
Oh, fuck around.
She's a little pissed because I haven't really had her on my stuff.
Oh, look at that's a gorgeous face.
Yeah, and see how her dress does, man. Like it's trying to pick up green screen.
Yeah,
That's your kind of girl right there, man.
that is weird.
You can actually see through the. Yeah,
You can see through the dress.
Wait,
Like,
yeah.
why is wait?
Yeah,
Is
I
there
don't know
glitch in
why
the Matrix there? Like,
I don't know why it does that. But it only does it with her though. All the other stuff. But anyway, this is what I was going to show you. She told me she was lonely when I'm not here, so I bought her a pet, a little two-headed duck.
That's so cute.
Yeah, I thought she'd think that.
Did you? Okay, so here's the next step, right? The next step, you got her a pet. Now you need to hook the EKG machine up again, and then ask her if she enjoys her pet. And if she says, fuck you, no, I don't like this thing, you have to just like get rid of that pet.
Oh,
You know what I mean? You have to make sure that look, they have face filters that make that face on like Snapchat and everything that makes that wide face. So every time I think of somebody doing that face, I'm like, that reminds me of that doll.
Yeah. Well, so she, you remember my episodes? I always had her sitting behind me.
Yeah.
She's right here. So, and Lee gives respect to Alice. Like, I think he's scared of Alice because she's like the co-host that hangs back. So one night I didn't have her on the show. And the first thing he said was, where's Alice? And I said, no, I'm not going to put her in it this time. So we just sit here and film. Soon as me and him got off, we did like the meeting or whatever and recorded it, our show. I got off and I said, well, let me, I had to wait for it to render. And I was just sitting here and that damn duck fell right on my laptop. And I don't know, how's it sit up there for weeks? And then all of a sudden, whatever. But,
well, I mean, it is that time of year when ducks migrate.
Well, I think Alice got pissed and kicked it off because I didn't have her in the episode. So
you didn't have her on the show, man.
Yeah, so now she's back in the show.
Yeah, she was pissed at you and sacrificed that.
Is sacrifice. Yeah,
sacrificial duck.
Yeah, she was like, kick that duck goes. She's like, go fly, motherfucker.
Yeah,
and kicked it.
They
want to know.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to try some wine?
No, we're not opening that. No.
Wait, is that the box?
That's the Dybbuk box. No.
Oh, come on.
You guys can have your own little show to watch that. I'm not gonna. I just can't. I can't do it.
I say we speed through Kentucky. He pulls us over and we just surprise it.
Yeah, I want to make sure you're there.
Yeah.
Hey, can you imagine how many viewers you'd get that night?
Surprising cop with Dybbuk box.
Did you put that out that you were going to be opening the Dybbuk box? Yeah.
No, sorry, man. It's not happening, Captain.
Yeah.
Nope. I've heard way too much stuff about that. And Lunchbox is like, open the box. Y'all can have your own show and do that. It's not going to happen over here. I am so good. Who else was saying
it's
like,
something in it? I just want to know what's in it now.
It's probably a fucking chicken bone or like a femur to like a baby or.
Yeah. So on that topic. Another wonderful Cape Coral story. We were North Cape is like still undeveloped out here. Like you get to the edge of North Cape and it's woods.
Mm-hmm.
We were out there one day and we found sacrificed chickens and goats floating in the canal.
I believe it.
I do too. There's a lot of Haitians in Florida.
Oh, there's a huge amount of just Haitian population here in Southwest, South, and Southeast Florida.
Mm-hmm.
But
was a
there was
buttload
like
of them down there.
there was enough that like we called the cops, and the cops came, and they're like, yeah, this is like some ritual thing. We see this all the time out here. And they just dump them in the canals, and the alligators eat them. And then we were terrified.
Yeah,
Of
I can see
course.
that.
It was, I mean, we're like 16, 17 years old riding around in one truck trying to bass fish. And
Yeah. No.
All I
no,
can
it
think
was-
about that the witch lady from, or I don't know, from Pirates of the Caribbean, and you know they go back there. What was she?
Oh.
Was she?
Is that the one that spits into like the bowl and like has a funky eye and
Yeah.
she's like stirring with the bones and shit?
wasn't it like she played Calypso or something? And
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
But that was
See, and I know down in Florida, there's a lot of Haitians that are into the voodoo, and then they're enemies with the Jamaicans, I believe. Like they're not really like the biggest. They're like rivals, like rival football teams. And because I think, if I'm not mistaken, one of the main ingredients that the Haitians use for voodoo, the Jamaicans actually they eat it. So I don't know. I think a Jamaican was telling me some shit. I don't know. Maybe I was just young and like naive as hell. But I was like, what, chicken? I eat chicken. I mean, I don't know.
The whole beginning of this episode was devoted to eating chicken.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I was so starving, Jason. I ordered some chicken wings and I was like, man, look, I'm gonna tear these bad boys up. And I'm probably gonna be on the show and eat just because I was hungry. Bro, here's the thing. I work Monday through Friday with ADT, right? Everybody knows now. And then I work the PD on the weekends, two 12, 13-hour shifts. Then I come back to work Monday through Friday. I've been working like this whole month straight through. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. But it is what it is. I'll be doing this until January, and then that's it. Back to the PD on January.
Hell yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
He's
going to
gonna
go see
be
some
a
spooky
canine.
shit. Oh, yeah. I got the
Mr.
dog,
Canine
too.
Man.
Oh, that's cool.
I got a canine now.
Those are some scary damn dogs, man.
Bro, this one's going to
be like I know they're well
pounds.
trained, but Jesus, they're scary, man. I mean, if you're on the wrong side of it, I guess.
If you're on the wrong side, listen. This one right here, I can't say his name because he'll start like panting and huffing and puffing in his kennel. But when I know this whole episode was supposed to be spooky, but now it's like we're back on canine. So when we're training, right, and he's got his Kong in his mouth, you really typically don't want to just reach in there and grab it, right?
Yeah.
So they tell us we have to choke him out. We have to out him. I literally grab him by the back of the collar and pick him up, and he's hanging, and then he'll grab his paws and he'll take the Kong and he pulls it out, and then we put him back on the ground and we do it all over again.
I'd let him keep that damn Kong is all I can tell you, man.
No, we keep him bored. You got to keep him bored. That way when he goes to train, he's focused.
It makes sense.
There's so much stuff that makes sense, and I'm like, damn this. Like, I thought this was like cruelty and shit, but it's not. He's healthy as hell.
You want to hear something? I grew up in Culpeper, Virginia, and it's the canines that they had there that I can remember growing up were like hound dogs. You know what I mean? Totally different thing. But seriously, and then like you go to a city or some like Charlottesville or even Fredericksburg, what's up the road, or Northern Virginia, and you see like their canines, and they're these like badass dogs, man. You know, and then you look at the ones from Culpeper, I was like, damn, what the. Wonder if that was just like, you know, their search dogs. I'm hoping, and we didn't actually have like the canines like you're talking.
There's probably more tracking.
Yeah.
See,
if not, that was sad as hell, man.
It's crazy because this one right here, he's doing narcotics, he's doing bite work, he's going to do tracking, and tracking is really good for like missing kids, you know, whatever. You just get an article of clothing, and then once you do, and then you say the command, and that dog will just That's it. Just follow the
So
dog.
did you get him at a puppy or?
Yeah, this dog is 6 months old.
Okay.
And
I was
he's
wondering if that's how they work it. Like he's
well, it's funny because I thought the same thing. Like, oh, it's good to get the dog as a puppy, and then the police officer goes and trains with the dog. That is 90% of not even the truth. They'll get the dog. They'll say, yeah, we want a dog. We want a male and straight ears. We don't want a floppy. We want a straight. So the handler or the trainer will go and he'll find, like here, they go down to Texas to buy these dogs. And these dogs are 100% German Shepherd, and they're like brought in or whatever. He buys the dog for X number of dollars, $3,000-4,000. Yeah. Then he says, okay, I have a dog for you. I'll start training, and this is how much it's going to be. I'll train for narcotics. I'll do this. I'll do this. I'll do this. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, after a certain amount of time, the handler comes in, gets used to the dog. The dog starts to, the dog just knows the commands, really. And then once they start to like integrate with the handler and everything else, that's when you'll know within like the first 2 weeks if y'all are going to bond or if y'all hate each other. And then that's when the officer can go, I don't want this dog, give me another one. And then he'll sell it to somebody else and get a whole nother dog. Yeah, it's crazy. But the narcotics, and I didn't know about these dogs, but these narcotics, so like let's say like meth is mixed with like 50 different ingredients. Well, the dog smells each and every one of those ingredients.
Damn.
It's stupid. It is absolutely stupid. The best way I could describe it is like they say, so like we smell spaghetti sauce. The dogs smell the vinegar, the onion, the garlic, the parsley, the tomatoes, the salt, the pepper. They smell everything. And I thought, what?
Now, I know, I don't remember where I saw it. And speaking of like dogs trained and all that, I know that there's been some paranormal groups that have used dogs to pick up on spirits and all
beagles.
that.
I saw that. I don't know if they do anymore. And I don't know how much of I think it was more of a trend that happened. Like a couple of the episodes of Ghost Hunters, they had like a little beagle dog on there. And yeah, I thought it was cool. For me, I thought it was a way to get a free dog, if nothing else. You know, maybe my wife would let me bring home one, but no, I think it'd be cool. I mean, I used to do a pest control a long time ago, and they also would use dogs to find termites. I don't know how, you know, I guess they train them the same way or whatever, but
yeah, because I've always seen like literally when I got home today, we were watching like all the paranormal stuff because you know that's all that's playing this time of year on TV on the Travel Channel and all of that, and they were talking about a lot how animals can pick up on spiritual activity before we can because there's electricity differences, there could be smells. The same way we have phantom smells and all that, these dogs can pick up on that because they're hypersensitive compared to at least us.
Sure.
The same thing with cats and other animals, you know, that they're going to react to something that we can't see.
Yeah, I mean, you hear about that all the time. People will say, man, my dog, he'll just go over there and he'll stare at those stairs and just stare, you know, and at a certain time of night, or he'll go over and stare or whatever. But you hear about that all the time. I mean, cats are terrible. Like if you take a cat and go walk outside with them, man, and every little noise, they're like freaking out. You're like, dude.
Oh yeah.
So I doubt you could get a cat trained like that.
Shoot.
I'll tell you what, man, give me a lynx. I'll be all right.
Yeah.
But so let me ask you a question, Jason. So I saw a video, I think it was today. I don't know, maybe yesterday. So they said that if you're at like a beach, right, and you're by yourself, there's nothing else around you. You got the waves, you got everything. And if you start to smell smoke and there's nothing around you, they say that smoke is that you're being visited. Have you heard that?
No.
Like a phantom smell. But
I mean, I've smelt like smoke and had you know, seen apparitions and stuff. But that was when I was much younger, you know, back in my teenage days. No,
see,
I guess you could. I don't know. You know, some of the places we've investigated, you walk through a room and you'll smell perfume or something like that. But I mean, I've never I guess it could be the same way that if you smell the smoke, you're being visited. Like if you smell the perfume of an old lady in her bedroom, or roses or something somewhere.
See, and I remember my mom saying that. Sorry, that every once in a while in that particular house, the same one with the scarf and everything,
Yeah.
that every once in a while you would get a smell of perfume, and it wasn't my grandmother's.
Oh, it was.
And I remember smelling it like, wow, that's a real tough perfume, but it wasn't grandma's. Because grandma's perfume was real tough.
Isn't that crazy that you know what your parents smell like, you know what your grandparents smell like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's weird too.
It is weird. But I was
I mean, it's like walking into someone else's house. There's a different odor to it.
Yeah.
And you can associate those smells and
yeah.
Hold on, we got a troll. I just blocked him.
Yeah, I was like, oh, hello.
Wow, look at that.
Some wonderful English there.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even I don't see the comments. So wait. Let me see if I can.
You should be able to see him. I've got it set up where you can see him. There. I think I got him. Wow. That was a first. Welcome to the show, shitbag.
Right?
Oh man. So yeah. I just didn't know anyone get the digits.
I think that's why. It's something that I'll remember if I'm out on a beach.
Yeah. I can't remember. I think I just saw it like on TikTok. Now, okay. I don't believe everything I saw it on TikTok.
Wait a minute. You should have stated that from the beginning, man. I don't know if I believe it.
I'll see myself out now.
I'm just gonna block this side of the screen real quick.
I'm sorry, guys. Here, I'll just do this right now.
We'll just Vanilla Gorilla go to CNN right now. So
I couldn't figure out TikTok, man.
I'm gonna go back.
But I tried to
blur your camera out.
When I tried to do the TikTok thing, man, I was going to put BT Haunts on there, but like the first thing that came up was this chick had a microphone with an ear on it, and she was licking the ear, and I was like, "What the hell?"
No, I don't believe everything. Get out of here.
There's so much fake paranormal stuff on TikTok nowadays. I laugh at it.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I just had a fellow paranormal investigator,
You got
Michael.
one more, Jay.
Huh?
You got another troll in the comments.
I see him.
Michael, who was at the St. Albans, he just messaged me a picture of something he wanted me to check out because somebody sent it to him. Said it looks like a ghost in the window. So he sent it to me. I was checking it out. And what's cool about Michael is that night we did the investigation with you was the first time I met them. I mean, I've known them for years, but it's cool that I'll send stuff to him to check out and see what he thinks. He'll send it to me or whatever. So it's good that you want that paranormal group unity. You know what I mean? Like everybody work together. Sure. What I can remember there back when we first started, it was kind of like everybody, I don't know, just didn't like each other or whatever. Each group was away from this group or whatever. But
you probably thought but both of you it's more like a competition thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
it was probably something along that lines. Or I don't want them knowing what equipment we've got because they might take our. You know what I mean? I would. But there
are bad groups out there, man. There are groups out there that every noise, every little reflection on a window, everything is a ghost. And now even with Ghost Adventures, you watch that, everything's a demon, man. We haven't found anything bad in anywhere we've ever been. We've had creepy vibes, but every damn week it's a demon. It's a demon. It's like, damn, dude.
How are you collecting these Ghostbusters?
Yeah, right? I don't know, man.
No, it's crazy. I laughed at that after a while because in the beginning, a lot of these ghost hunters, I always thought ghost hunters did everything they could to try to debunk something or move through something or do something to prove that it's not craziness like that. And then you got other shows like what Ghost Adventures is at now. That's just like someone sneezes and he's screaming and running, and he's wearing his Bane mask, walking around like, you cannot see me, I'm in the dark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I merely adopted it. Yeah, it's just I like the ones that like what you do, Jason, is like you're like, that's probably a car in the distance, or that was probably this. Or, meh.
I'm very
that.
skeptical, man, but I've seen stuff that I just can't
Listen,
understand. I don't know how it happened.
When we were doing that one and I saw them little stick figures crawling all over the fucking place and nobody was there. Okay, look, that's proof for me that I know something's happening. Because
something was there. I don't know what something was there.
I mean, you could tell when somebody was there, you would see the silhouette of somebody standing there. When there was nobody there, and you saw stick figures running around, and I thought, okay, look, that's freaky.
Especially when they're reacting to what's going on.
Yeah. And y'all were in the dark. I'm in the
complete
light.
Dark, man.
I'm in the light.
You can't see anything, man. When you walk through, it's just black.
Dude, I remember on that show, you even said, bro, you were getting lightheaded, you got cold, and the battery went dead.
Yeah. Yeah, that's when I had to take a break then, man.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty worn down, and I had just been feeling good. I mean, we were upstairs in that one room, but
yeah.
Then I went for the little walk down there, and I kind of got turned around, but then we did the little piano concert.
Yeah.
Which did scare the hell out of somebody. I can't remember who it was.
I remember
heard that piano, man.
But like to go back and like all the fake stuff on TikTok, there's so many like videos coming out now. Like I guess the new trend on TikTok was like the Wendigos and all this. Like all these cryptids and all this. People are like, a knot deer, stuff like that. So I guess, it's that time of year we're going to see a lot of that stuff on the internet and people trying to fake stuff. Like the killer clowns are back. Like every October they're going to find their killer clowns.
Oh yeah. I was thinking I'm on patrol this weekend and I work the nights.
Oh man, you're going to have fun, dude.
Oh yeah. So I was actually thinking about going to Party Galaxy and finding the purge masks and putting them on and running patrol and just looking around at people. Or the Jason mask and just kind of turn it up, because on my unit, I can actually have the speaker and to have Jason's theme song, right?
You should do that.
To play that, or the Purge for sure. I'm gonna. There's a Party Galaxy right up the street, so I think I'm gonna go hit it and see what's up.
God,
can you imagine? Bro, look, I am a police officer, but and I'll still do my job and I'll still do what needs to be done. But if you've got kids running around, I'm still going to kind of meander around the neighborhoods with them, and just kind of keep an eye out, make sure there's no car speeding. I still have to watch out for stuff like that. But there's nothing in the law that says I can't have fun with the kids and the adults. And if I wear the Purge mask and I put that siren on there, what? Yeah, man.
You're gonna scare the hell out of somebody. If you go and handcuff somebody, you've got the Purge mask on.
Oh, I can't do that. I won't do that.
Oh, you got to leave it on, man.
Like on the top of his head, maybe.
They'd be freaking out.
I might have
it
rolled up.
That'd be on the news that night. Local PD and Purge masks arrest.
Just before you close the door, and when they're in the back seat, just pull down the mask and then close the door.
Yeah, we're not going to jail.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my gosh. So see, I could totally, I know my chief would probably have a blast, listening to it or watching it. Somebody would probably record it, whatever. But it's having fun, because look, man, I scroll through a lot of these police videos and I scroll through a lot of the hate comments, and I'm just like, wow. The minute I imagine going to a job that you enjoy doing and people hate you for doing it.
Yeah.
People absolutely hate you for doing it because of something that happened in Florida or Maine or Wisconsin or Michigan or wherever. I'm over here in Oklahoma and I don't care. That person over there, you're lumped in with them, with all of them. I mean, that's what the part that sucks. That's probably the scary part of my life. But I have a cool dog now, so
Yeah, a bork bork nom nom, as the police
Oh.
online say.
yeah. I mean, I have no problem releasing my fur missile because he gives out free tooth hugs. You're welcome.
100%. Until he chases a ghost one night, and you got to follow him into the woods.
Look, dude, stop.
Listen, it's got to happen.
Stop, bro.
He's going to pick up on something and be like, hey, Jay, let's go this way.
I'm going to be like, no, man. I'm calling you and be like, you son of a bitch.
I'm going to get that. Why did you do that?
Yeah.
Well, Jay,
like,
what kind of do you have cryptids where you're at? Like a Bigfoot stuff or anything like that? Or
yeah, Bigfoot's really popular out in Broken Bow, which is like 5 hours south of me, almost like southeast corner of Oklahoma.
You believe in him? You believe it's
you know,
out there?
I don't know. I do and I don't, because I hear some of the stories, but I also try to like how fabricated is the story. You know what I mean? Because everybody's seen them, but it's like it's the same one, but yet there's no. I mean, they're king and queen. I guess there has to be females, right? There has to be a female one.
I believe in them, man. I know Big Man. I know you do, right?
And
and you would think that the babies would be making noises and stuff. I mean, unless it's just that's how they do things. I don't know. It's just like I've never seen a baby pigeon.
So if you were one of the last of your kind, now when I say the last, I'm talking about like probably 1,000. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no way that you can believe in Bigfoot and think there's only one, and he travels just like around the country in a big circle, and people see him at certain times. There's at least 1,000 or more, man. It's got to be
sure.
But if you were one of the last ones, and there was another species there better than yours. You would know how to hide. You would know how to keep your kids quiet or whatever. And the whole thing about people always, well, why haven't they found a bone? How many times have you walked through the woods and found actual bones? Not many, I bet.
Yeah, not even deer.
So what happens to all the squirrels and groundhogs, the deer, everything, foxes, stuff like that when they die?
Wild hogs.
Yeah, it's just nature, man. Nature takes it. So that's why
composition.
Don't give me the whole. There's no bones, so.
And it's funny, we just started talking about Bigfoot as I was doing some like little bit of background research, see if I could come up with anything cool to talk about tonight, looking at some of the cryptids. There was one good sighting this year of one crossing a creek bed, but also October 20th is California's National Bigfoot Awareness Day. So that just passed.
Wow.
So there's a bunch of stuff. Like I myself, I've never seen anything like a cryptid myself. Have I seen things I can't explain? 100% on the paranormal realm of things. Have I seen lights I couldn't explain? Oh, 100%. I've experienced the extraterrestrial idea behind it all, and but do I want to see a Bigfoot? Yeah. Do I think I'm going to handle it well? No. Very high pitched noise coming from a very large man, and I'm going to go that way.
Well, I know that like we've talked about it down in Southwest Virginia. There were sightings a few years back, and I mean like probably 5 or 6. And I remember us kind of talking about, hey, maybe we should go check it out. And I was like, well, what the hell what are you going to do when you find it? I mean, to mine, wouldn't think they want to be found. You know,
they're going to put up a fight.
Oh, 100%.
They're going to put up a fight. Like you said, Jason, if it's your last of your species, you're definitely going to put up a fight because you've got this other species running around looking for you.
Yeah.
You're going to put up a freaking fight.
Yeah, like literally
I'm
people
not telling you
out looking for them all the time.
Yeah. And I actually looked into it as I was diving into all that. In some states, it's a felony to actively hunt for Bigfoot with firearms or weapons or anything like that.
See here, I think it's open season. like all year. Like there's like a $1 million bounty on him.
Like I don't think I have to be honest, so don't quote me on it here. I think there's it's like a misdemeanor to be hunting for Bigfoot with a firearm in the state of Florida. We call it the skunk ape down here, but Skunk. Well, he lives in the swamp. He's not going to smell pretty.
Yeah. You know what I think that one is, honestly. What was it? Hurricane Andrew came through and a bunch of the zoos and stuff. Because there was a picture of what they thought was what they said was a skunk ape, but beside a dumpster, pretty famous picture. And I swear to me, it looks like an orangutan that the hair's just like grown crazy and about the same size as one. So I always think that picture, I'm not saying there is no skunk ape, but I think that one was an orangutan that escaped.
Oh yeah, I mean we have so many different species of
3
monkeys
million
that have gotten out of here. We have an island on the other side of Florida in the middle of a river that you're not allowed to go super close to because all the monkeys on the island have herpes, and if you get close enough, they throw things at you. I Google it. You can Google it right now. It is a island of herpes monkeys.
They have herpes monkeys
that throw
that are banned, and then they throw coconuts at you.
Oh no, not coconuts, fecal matter or other things. So you can get nasty. a ballistic bioweapon thrown at you on your boat if you're too close.
Gross.
Yeah, explain that to your significant other.
I was out.
How'd you get herpes? A damn monkey threw shit on me.
That son of a bitch. I went to the forbidden island of the monkeys, of the monkey mass.
That is a whole other planet of the apes over there. Listen, it's
so it is here in Oklahoma, it's 3 million, not a million.
3 million what?
For the remains or a body of Bigfoot. It's it's like open season. I'm telling you. It's like here it's like just do it.
Well, I think people are just to the point that all right, give me
we
proof,
need to see one.
You know,
yeah, we need to see one.
Yeah, but, I have a
oh God, what are you about to pull out?
I'm about to drop him at the bottom of the screen.
Just a big
oh yeah, the cast.
Oh yeah.
What size is that?
That's
what size? 12?
Size, oh my God.
13?
Yeah, I mean it's big. I don't know. It's huge.
Well, the guy's name is Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I mean, Shaquille O'Neal has a size like 18 or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a cast from the original cast of the Patterson-Gimlin film. From the one that started the whole big thing with film. But that's not an original by any means. That's cast from the original cast. So they can make lots of money off of people.
Oh, of course.
But
so I bought my son some slippers that are Bigfoot slippers, but it's the abominable snowman slippers. And the dogs were going nuts over it. But they're huge. They're your foot, right? But they're huge. They're like that big. They're awesome. They're my size too. So I'm like, hell yeah. I'm gonna start walking around in those.
You should.
Hilarious. Walk through town. That's what you should. You should walk around Halloween night, just leaving monster footprints.
Wow.
And some kid comes around the corner. Here comes Officer Sasquatch. Like
county 37. 37. Go ahead. County, we're hearing reports of a Bigfoot cop running around. That sounds suspicious. Show me en route, County.
I mean, if you really dive into the amount of cryptids that we have across the United States that have been seen, I mean, there's hundreds of different ones. You go from like the Mothman to
Chupacabra, man.
That's
big man. What do you think about Chupacabra? Do you think it's more of the dog shaped cryptid like you see a lot, or do you think it's the original, like the Mexican one, which is kind of like a standing creature that like a vampire type thing?
So I'm very torn on it, because if I were to base something on an animal that could be, I've seen a lot of four-legged animals stand up and have that look to it. So, I mean, with me, I could believe it's like a four-legged dog creature, but at the same time, like folklore will change.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things that, I don't ever want to have to see one to be 100% sure. Like, I don't want to have to come across
an ugly, nasty looking thing.
But,
it's like possum face.
Could it be bipedal, or could it be... It could be both. The same way they mistake bears for Bigfoot. Bears will actually get up and walk on their hind legs, but they won't run.
Yeah.
The biggest problem is there's a Mexican hairless dog, and a lot of the sightings, I think that's what it is, because they almost look identical.
Oh, 100%.
But the one lady that has like the one that supposedly won that, she also she gave DNA or let somebody do a DNA test on it, and it came back as the hairless dog, but she still says that it's a chupacabra. So maybe that's what they think it is, but I'm more like you. I think it could be bipedal.
I think it's
So
we find new stuff every day. I mean, we were talking about this the other day at the shop. We looked up how many new species of reptiles and stuff they found in the Amazon this year, and it was well over 150. So, as man has expanded, have we killed off things before we questioned what it was? More than likely.
Oh, for sure.
Well, it's only been a little over 100 years since we discovered gorillas.
Oh yeah.
Huh, that's true.
Can you imagine walking up on one of those sons of bitches, man, in the woods? Like never seen one. Nobody's ever heard of them, man.
Me walking through the woods doing an EVP, and then all of a sudden I look up and there's a gorilla, and I'd be like,
all of a sudden there's a silverback looking right at you, like, dude, I will throw fecal matter at you in my banana hammock.
That's no different than a group of people that are Bigfoot researchers, and they say we've seen them over here. And those people find Bigfoot. It was the same way for those people that found these gorillas. Nobody had ever seen or heard of them. They just walked up in there like, oh, shit.
That's crazy to think that, because I'm 44 years old, and it's only been 100 years since.
Yeah. That's what I mean, man. That's not that long ago.
It's really not.
I mean, we've only, so like as a civilized culture in this half of the world, we've only been here for a few hundred years.
Yeah.
On this side of the world, there's still stuff we find every day. It's crazy to think that, but I mean, like you're saying, if you're a few of a large species that's left, you're gonna know how to get around without being seen. And some of these
if you did get caught,
oh yeah,
like I forget. I was watching, this was years ago, and I haven't looked up anything. I was like watching Josh Gates and all that show.
I love Josh Gates, man.
And he was investigating dinosaurs in Mexico in the deserts, because there was reports of a lizard-like creature still running around in Mexico. And they were unsure, and they're like, well, it's supposedly supposed to be a velociraptor or some kind of large lizard.
Right.
And they had found footprints in the clay that should have been after they were gone and all that. And, that could be something, not a Jurassic World situation where they're going to splice frog DNA and accidentally create dinosaurs again.
Right.
But could there be creatures that survived in areas that weren't dramatically affected?
Oh, for sure.
I mean, look, even the Komodo dragons haven't been that long ago since they discovered them, but
we still haven't figured out the whole ocean either.
No, man. The whole ocean is untouched.
We've had this conversation before. I mean, what's more believable? A friggin' a catfish with a fish with whiskers, or a fish with a fucking light bulb hanging off the front of it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Or a fish that can live.
And those are big, man. I thought anglerfish were small, but they're pretty
massive.
But I mean, think about it. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Can you imagine being the first person to grab that fish and be like, why is there a light bulb hanging off of it?
I wouldn't want to see one of those things.
I mean, imagine the first guy who went down there and discovered some of these deep water sharks. Some poor guy.
The octopus.
Oh, that's terrifying. I couldn't imagine the giant squid. We didn't believe the giant. I watched as a kid the discovery of the giant squid.
Yeah. And if anybody sits there and says like the Loch Ness monster is not around, I mean, it's like, listen, we don't know what's under there. I'm gonna say he's there because
I think he is too.
I don't. There's Look, who's a big fucking blob with 8 tentacles that suction cup and just kind of slither around in the ocean and shoots? Doesn't the octopus shoot like black ink like the squids do?
Yeah, I think the octopus do.
I think the octopus
there's some
do.
species that do. I don't think all of them do.
I mean, that doesn't sound believable at all. If I woke up one day and they said, "Hey, listen, man, we found this thing," I'd be like, "Are y'all smoking something?"
And how smart they are too is crazy as well. There was stories of one, I think like the Atlanta Aquarium. It would get out of the tank and go over to one of the other tanks and grab a fish, go back to its tank and eat it. And they got it on camera one night. The octopus opening up his lid, hopping on out, crawling across the floor.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I couldn't imagine
listen,
being
man.
that security guard walking that corner with that mag light and hit this octopus and it goes.
All 8. He just stands up on 2 of them and throws the rest of them out. Like, you got me, bud. I'd been like, proceed.
Because what the octopus, they actually like a marine scientist came through and was like, this is what it did. It learned the security guard's behavior and figured out when he made his walks and knew how long it took him to go. And then it hopped out, went across, came back.
Well, especially too, think about it. They're in an aquarium, so you got to figure it's probably a vibration from the foot and how heavy he's stepping. He's probably feeling the vibration in the distance of how far he's away under the water. You know what I mean? From on the concrete or whatever. But yeah, it's still that smart to figure that out. Like, okay, he's got like 40 paces before he comes here.
And then to go on to other creatures that we still have around, like look at the relicanth.
The who?
I think that's the name. The dinosaur fish. It's supposed to be the fish that still has
with
legs.
or the
coelacanth or whatever it is.
Yeah.
No.
Whatever.
I can't with this shit, man.
Dude, there's so much weird
I'm not swimming.
That
I'm not swimming in the ocean ever again.
I live in Florida. You guys can go swim in the beach when you guys visit here. We have a rule down here. You may have never seen a shark, but the sharks have seen you.
Yeah, no.
That's why
I lived in. I've lived in Florida, and I've always just swam in the pools. Swam
in the pool.
Yeah, I was like swimming in the pools.
No,
I don't mess with the ocean.
I think Jaws actually really messed me up, man, because I've been to the beach several times, dude, and I went surf fishing the first year we went to Ocracoke, and I was like, I still wasn't much. I said, all right, well, I'll walk out a little bit, but I don't like it, man, because I don't like what you can't see. But I swim in rivers, but
I swim in lakes.
Well, I went up to like one sand dune or whatever, and then it wasn't that bad. Or sandbar. It was a sandbar, and the water was only up to my ankles on the sandbar. So, I got to chum a cigar, my fishing rod, and I go out to the next one. Now the water's up to like my knees before I get out there. And I'm fishing, and I ain't catching nothing. But I see a fin go by, and I was like, huh. It's like, man.
I hope that was a dolphin.
Well, that's why I'm like, well, it's got to be a dolphin. But it was only one. So then, I'm still fishing, but now up on the sandbar, the water's on my knees. I'm like, oh shit, now I got to go back through the deep parts to get back. So I went back, and at one part, like the water was up to here, and I'm carrying all the stuff, and my bait's like falling out behind me. I don't know. I'm probably catching fish now, and I make it back. But later that night, I saw that there's there was a shark tracker app or whatever that I got right when we got there, just for the heck of it or whatever. And there was an 18-foot great white off the coast right there.
We just had
the hell with that. I haven't been back in yet.
You lucky son of a bitch.
I don't know if it was. I really don't know if it was, but
still,
in my mind it was. So I'm not going back out there.
Yeah,
we just had a
proof enough.
We just had a monster white shark down in the Keys down here that was on video. It was all over Facebook and all that. And this guy's reeling in a fish, and this guy's up in a big tower boat, and he's filming down. And I mean, this fish looks like this big on the screen, and this white shark looks like this coming up behind it. But I mean, we see tons of white sharks down here. It's not a uncommon thing. You don't think Florida and great whites down here. You think a little bit further north up by Jersey and out, chasing seals out in California. But I mean, we've had white sharks down here. We have a guy down here that's like famous for shark fishing, and he catches stuff all the way up, up the coast more, like up by Connecticut, and comes down here and fishes too. And I mean, we see so much weird shark stuff. And I personally, like when I wade fish, like this time of year, I'm out there catching reds and stuff, and we're, in waist deep water, and I'm sitting there shuffling my feet, terrified of the stingrays coming up to stab me.
Yeah.
And then I got to watch the surface of the water.
Rest in peace, Steve Irwin. Right? Yeah, that messed me up too.
Speaking of him, I'm gonna tell you guys a dark humor joke.
Oh God!
Oh no, on Steve Irwin.
Yeah, I like Steve Irwin.
We all do. I think all of us.
What were his last words?
Oh.
Because he was underwater.
Yeah, he's like a.
Oh, that's horrible. That's
I really liked him too. I really.
That said, I'm opening it.
That's
No,
right.
fuck.
That's the last straw. Just pop.
And bloop, and I don't know where he went.
I think that happens every time I come on your show. You cut
He
me
just
out.
disappears.
I feel like I'm on one of my work Zooms.
Oh God. What, you threaten them with that too?
No,
Like, I
but
want my day off,
they
guys.
yeah. Where's my raise?
Where's my raise? I'll open this some bitch up. I know there's a fucking baby tooth in here.
If they
I'm
don't
gonna
like the
shake it
questions,
before
they
I
mute
open it,
you.
and it's all on you at this point.
You know what?
Yeah,
If,
that's
what
right.
if like those Divic boxes, right? What if
Oh,
some of those
God.
Divic boxes that you buy off the black dark web, right? And all of a sudden, those are the missing clues for like cold case files, but nobody wants to open them.
That would be messed up.
That would be the
See,
Zodiac
Like
killer.
you just
put
mail
a
them
bunch
out
of
to
them.
like everybody out
Yeah.
there, like a Brian Laundry.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
I've heard enough of that down here, because that's just north of us. That whole
Mhm.
Northport thing,
I know.
and
I was
it's-
wondering about that.
Oh, it's so. Excuse me. So there's a very large group of us that are down here that are skeptical about how he was found.
Mhm.
First
Oh,
of all,
yeah.
Dog the
No, it
Bounty
was
Hunter
weird
is
as
down
fuck.
here. Dog
It
the
was
Bounty Hunter
weird.
is down here hunting for this guy, flying a plane around with a sign off the back going, "I'm coming to find you." I don't know if you saw
Let me
that.
have you, Brian.
No.
Oh, I mean,
Really?
he was taunting him, flying around. So all of Northport PD's looking for him. The FBI's looking for him. Lee County's like everyone is here taking turns walking through the swamp,
Mhm.
and they can't find him. So they finally go, "Come on!" They go to his parents. "Come on, let's see where he's at." An hour. They walk
Yeah.
straight to where he's at, and they're like, "We found skeletal remains." I'm like,
Mhm.
"Okay, well, you said that you found it in a flooded field that is now
Mhm.
dry, and you found skeletal remains. Skeletal shouldn't be what you find after a few weeks in water." So
Mm-mm.
that's
You'd
a
still
huge
see
red.
flesh and all that happy jazz.
And the dental records match. So, I'm not one to argue with facts if that's what it is,
Mm-hmm.
but I still have a lot of questions on, is this really Brian?
Right. So if I had, so have you ever seen the show Blacklist?
No, I haven't.
So there was one episode where they called him the alchemist, where he was changing people's DNA. So he was
that's
actually,
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
It's crazy. So basically, now, listen, it's probably there. They're probably out there. But dude was taking the dental records and he was making somebody that resembled them, same bone structure, same everything. And he was literally filing down the teeth to make it match the dental records. Now, who's to say that dude didn't like pop out a couple of his teeth back in the back, right? And toss it and said, "Oh, there's the dental records."
Yeah, so what they're
Right?
saying
Like-
right now
like
is
Knocked
it's
them out,
gone-
pulled a couple of them out with some pliers, tossed a
That
couple
what-
of teeth back from the
what-
back, not even the front.
what they're saying is now it's gone from skeletal remains to part of a jaw or something
See?
like that. So, it's very doable in 3 months to make either fake teeth out of real teeth. They said the dental records match. Well, there's no confirmed DNA. There's no confirmed like that.
Right.
And I'm not one to sit there on the fence like that, but this whole manhunt's weird. If
Mhm.
I
So
was
they
this
say he
guy,
committed suicide.
they haven't
that what
released
they're-
it. They're just saying
Oh.
that they rolled up, they found skeletal remains,
That
and
they were like, okay, like the FBI, okay, FBI, the police, everybody have been all over these swamps. And then they go, okay, parents, where does he normally go? And the parents are like, he goes hiking over here. And then all of a sudden they go, oh, be damn,
Ta-da!
look at that. There's a shirt. There's an old shirt that he had.
it's like, hey, we
Really?
found him.
Well, I
That's
believe that
ghastly.
they didn't see him the first time around more than I do that it was just skeletal remains.
It was
I would think that
stupid.
would be like a bloated up, body or something.
You're
If it-
exactly correct. You're only talking, we'll say 2 weeks tops. So he's been missing 3. He's probably been dead for 2.5. With
If it's
the
actually
weather
him dead.
conditions, right? Weather conditions, he's not going to be just skeletal. There's still going to be like muscle tissue,
I don't think so.
skin, like just deteriorated. I bet you that was probably an exhumed body. Oh, from an
They
old
just threw
Indian
it.
burial ground. They just tossed out there with broken teeth of Brian Laundries.
And I mean, it's crazy with the extent that his parents went through
But
to make sure that they were trying to cover his tracks, and
but
then
what's
walk up and go, "Here's his skeletal remains."
yeah, here's a gunny sack full of his shit that we just found behind this
Mhm.
tree. Makes no sense. But what's even weirder is that all these cases that are like similar to this one made national friggin' headlines.
And there was a theory that we were talking about that, I mean, there's been a lot of missing Florida women over the last few years here. Like we have one here in
Mhm.
Cape Coral that has been missing for almost 2 years now, just vanished without a trace out of a park. And you know, when we found the skeleton out here in North Cape, they thought that it may be her, and the dental records didn't match up.
Mhm.
So, you know, there's a theory that maybe he has killed before,
Mhm.
and maybe, you know, this is something, a planted body with dental, you know, copied dental record in, or something like that. But if I was this guy, I would have like got out of the state with the amount of time that he had and the survival training that he had. I would have been on a boat going somewhere else, go to an island
He
where they
probably
can't
did.
extradite me.
I think he had help. If
Oh,
he is,
he had more
he
than enough help.
guarantee he had help. That's some crazy shit. But it's like, how come this story is the story of all stories now? Like, is it because she was a social media person? I mean, I don't know.
Well, he was social media too. He had a very large following on YouTube for survival stuff. He
Right.
was a trained survivalist.
But that's what I'm saying. But it's so crazy to be sitting here to listen to like two people. There's multitude of stories that are very similar to this, but this one, it exploded like wildfire. It's almost as though you want to kind of go, okay, what went on prior? What were we watching? And it's just, I don't know, man. There's a lot of shit that I just really dissect into, and I'm just like, I don't know. Like people said that they saw like, okay, they say that down in Florida that there's also like those sheds, right? And then in those sheds, there's underground bunkers.
So like in northern Florida, so here's the biggest thing is I used to be a kid that would dig in my backyard 24/7.
Wait, what do you mean shed with?
Like,
so
he had like a bunker underneath,
like a bunker underneath, like a bomb shelter almost, like back in like the 60s or something.
Oh, yeah.
But they had these sheds that were put up, and that was the way to get into the bunker.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was crazy shit.
Like that was the huge thing where they were like, hey, we're searching the shed, and everyone's like, why are they searching the shed? And then they're like, well, there's this labyrinth underneath. Like, okay, there was something underneath there. Like some places in Florida, you can dig 3 or 4 feet into the ground and it fills with water. And then there's other places where you're going to dig 3 or 4 feet into the ground and be fine. And you can have, you know, half submerged basements or stuff like that. But, you know, where they're at up there, they're not far from the coast. So to have something like that is kind of uncommon that far, like in that realm of things, but not completely uncommon.
And people said they saw like a hand where they were doing the planter box.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, there's been a whole bunch of stuff coming from there. I mean, people haven't
they
left
saw like a
that
little
house.
hand. Yeah. Like they saw, like they believe he was underneath that planter, like in that bomb shelter, like talking to his mom or whatever.
Damn.
Yeah, it's some crazy shit. It was so freaking weird. And then all of a sudden, dog comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, I know. That was
he was
wild.
down here on vacation, and he actually almost got in some serious trouble because he doesn't actively have his bounty hunting license right now.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I didn't think he did.
He was like, he's like, oh, I'm gonna go find him, and then like his entire lawyers were like, hey, you can't hunt him if you're not a bounty hunter. And he goes, well, I have friends that are bounty hunters, and I'm gonna fund the search. And that was his way around it. So if he actually found him, dog could have been in some serious legal trouble. But I mean, this is like this is the murder of this year. Like, I mean, it may even turn out to be the murder of the century with the amount of hype it has. But
like,
you know,
why was this one?
You
know what I mean? It's like
crazy.
it's just it's like, but why this one? Why is this one in particular so
to distract
important?
You about the fuel prices and
it's got to be something. But it's like there's more out there. There's more stories like this, but it's like this one. It's like
I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more from this soon.
Oh yeah. Dude.
So you know, at my work, we're shorthanded right now, like really shorthanded, and you know, a lot of the hospitals are mandating that you have to get the vaccine, and my office just said that by December 8th, that all employees have to be vaccinated, or that's like it's supposed to be the cutoff date unless you have it already like signed up and you can't get it before the 8th or whatever. But I didn't know it was going to come down. Like I'm a construction inspector, so the company that I work for, we do federal jobs, so it's not like a state mandate, it's a federal mandate now. So now I know that we're going to lose. I don't know how it is out you guys' way or down your way as far as like jobs, but dude, everywhere you go up here is hiring and can't find anybody to work, and I don't understand it, and we're like that too. But now we've lost some people to go to different jobs for better money or whatever, and that is what it is. But now that they're mandating the vaccination, and whether you're for it or against it,
it's not right.
We're going to lose more people because there's a few people that have already said, I'm not getting the vaccination.
Yeah, and it's gonna limit the workforce. I mean, let's take a look at what just happened in Seattle with the fire department and the police department up there. I mean, that's scary as is. That not like Washington is doing great right now as is as a state. You know, the Antifa, it's literally like the purge over there. And now they just lost half of their police force, half of their fire department. So if something does take off over there again, you know, are they going to have the manpower to stop it? Are they going to have the amount of trucks to put out the fires? God forbid they have another horrible wildfire season, you know, once California ignites for the dry season. You know, are they going to have the resources to do that? Are we going to have to pull other states to go help them?
See, and my thing is like I've seen so many people comment on that, what you just talked about how they're saying, well, you should have just complied. And I'm like, you're mixing two different things here.
I'm all for people getting what they think they need and getting what they don't think they need. I'm fine with that. I don't let that interfere with people in my like I have people that come into my bait store that have masks on or 3 masks on, or they're like,
you want to wear them.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You want to wear them.
I mean, I got my vaccination, but whether anybody else does or not, it's up to them, man. If they get it or not, you know, I wish everybody would get it because I'm a true believer that I think it. I don't think it'll keep you from getting it. I think that if you have some kind of health issue that could be bad anyway, that this could be, you know, to me, it's like a real bad flu, but this one's so bad that it could take you out. So if you do have health conditions, whatever, but I'm not going to down you if you don't get it. If you don't, it's your choice. But what I don't think is right is for a company to come up and tell the employees, and, you know, like I say, I got my vaccination, but I know we're going to lose people because to them, they don't want to get it. And that's their choice, man. But I don't think that they should be told that. I mean, I'm talking about a couple of people, you know, friends or whatever, and they don't want to get it. And what they're going to be out of a job. And there's one of the main hospitals here did the same thing. You know, by December, whatever, you have to be vaccinated. And I know, I don't know personally, but I've heard of some people that I know people that are going to quit their job because they don't want to get the vaccination.
Yeah. And I mean, that's scary as is. I mean, thinking about the amount of people that are going to be out of jobs or doing that or not supported. And, you know, at this point, is it going to be something you have to put on your resume if you have the vaccine or not? You know, hey,
you already can't go on vacation.
Yeah.
Well, if you were to come to my office in about another month and a half, fill out an application, that's going to be a question they ask you.
See,
are you vaccinated? And if you're not, are you willing to get vaccinated to work here?
And that's crazy to think about. I mean, I can get like I'm on the fence because I understand how vaccines work. I don't want to get this one. Me personally, I've had it. So I have in my eyes, I have the same antibodies that are in that vaccine. You know, having it, you know, you have the chicken pox once. You know, I'm not saying I'm not going to get it again. I have buddies that have the vaccine and have been sick 4 or 5 times after that. And then I have buddies who haven't and they've had the vaccine. And then I have friends who still haven't had COVID.
Well,
and,
so here's a whole nother picture. So it's like, so if you go to the hospital, right, and they're turning down the people that are not vaccinated versus the people that are vaccinated, who's not clogging, but who's going to the hospital for COVID-19? If you're turning away the people that are not vaccinated, who's the hospitals turning? They're turning down the non-vaccinated people to take care of the vaccinated that are in the hospital with COVID. So that's where it's like, what? And that's where a lot of stuff doesn't make sense to me. So it's like, if I roll up on someone's house and they're having a heart attack, do I have the right to say, have you been vaccinated? You know, and then if they say, well, yeah, he's been vaccinated, can I turn it down?
Hey, well, I wouldn't pass it by like that. Would be something that you have to start asking.
I know, but it's
in
like,
the near future.
What if it?
Yeah, I mean, even
escalates.
If you do a stop, you stop somebody, then you have to ask them.
Yeah,
you know,
I think
like,
it's
is it going to come down to like, hey, are you vaccinated before we continue with this? Like in a traffic stop or in a life-saving situation, if I'm not vaccinated, and you know, Florida has a protector law for first responders and stuff. Yeah.
Are you separating blood too? Because I donate the shit out of blood. I donate blood every single year. Now everybody's like, well, it's because your one is not going to be. It's not worried about it doesn't matter. It's just going to dilute into. And I thought, well, I get that theory. I really do. So if but it's like, if I don't have the vaccination and I donate blood, are we separating blood too? I mean, then what's next? Schools? We're getting segregated.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's just getting separated and separated and separated. And that's how my mind works. I could be looking at it like completely different, but that's how I see it. So we're going to have 2 different buses, you know. Hey, you can't go get on this bus. You're vaccinated. You have to, or you can't get on this one. This is non-vaccinated, or you have to go to the non-vaccinated hospital where the vaccinated hospital is over here.
Yeah, this is like turning into like a horror movie every day.
Yeah, I mean, there's little stepping stones, and I'm honestly, I'm worried about how the stepping stones are working. Just because
I don't know, but China just needs to stop eating that exotic food. Exotic foods. Stop eating the bats.
Normal, just
bro.
Like, you know, no cheeseburgers, great
shit.
Option, my guy. Just try those.
And then my whole other question is that like HIV, right? Everybody says it came from monkeys, right? You remember hearing that in the 80s?
Yeah,
I
remember that.
Now my question is, so if those monkeys have got HIV, how come they're not extinct?
That's a great question. I mean, I think that the biggest way to look at that is how they've evolved over the years.
So HIV can change.
Yeah, so 100%.
But there's no cure. There's no this. There's no vaccine. I mean, they've got pills for it. But I heard from people that are like, well, that's because the monkeys, there's a different type or whatever. And then once it hits us, it turns into HIV or whatever. Yeah.
Well, so like a black snake can kill a copperhead. You know, a black snake gets bitten and it doesn't affect them.
Exactly. So there's so many different speculations and everything else. But I mean, if you really like just cut down black and white, we're getting segregated.
Yeah.
It's not black or white. It's not Asian and white. It's not Hispanic and black or any of that. It's going to be vaxxed or non-vaxxed. I mean, I can't go take a trip. I can't get on a plane because I don't have my vaccination. I'm not vaxxed.
It's going to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger's Total Recall, where there's people living underground. That's the unvaccinated people. All right.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe that's the vaccinated people that are.
Yeah. See, we don't know. Nobody can tell the future because it's just, and I think the scariest part for everybody, it's just the unknown. Because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to entail in 10 years. But it's funny to me how it's like the government can sit back and go, hey, we're going to take care of you, when
it's too scariest.
They really don't take care of us.
No.
I mean, they really don't. I mean, got Obamacare. Well, that's overpriced like a motherfucker, but it was supposed to help. And then that didn't work. I was getting fined left and right for not having fucking healthcare because I couldn't afford it. I mean, it was ridiculous. But I mean, whatever the case may be.
Oh,
We'll see. We'll see how it plans out. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But we're going to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely wrap it up. I really enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun. We went on every fucking thing.
Yeah, we jumped from cryptids to what's scary going on nowadays.
Yeah. Bro, I'm waiting for somebody to dress up like a COVID-19 virus.
Big old germ going around.
To run around like the mucus man, like Mucinex. He's like running around, and I just run into people and be like, boom, you got it.
I'm sure someone.
And then you see a kid and go, costume. I can't give it to you. And then run over to somebody else. Boom, you got it. That's probably what I would be doing.
Don full pads and helmet, just tackle people. You got COVID now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hell yeah. But man, you guys, I really do appreciate it. Thanks for coming on. So next month, I'm not going live at all. I will do some pre-recorded shows throughout the month. I'll definitely have a couple of shows in December that I'm going to do because I'm figure it's vacation. People are going to want to start spending time with their family, shopping, and everything else. So I'm going to take the month off and just chillax. December, I think I'm going to start doing a ugly sweater contest. I'm going to copy the Oddcast when they did that last year. So if anybody wants to submit some pictures or whatever of your ugly contest, go through it, and then we'll see the winner, and then the winner will definitely win a prize for sure.
Yeah,
we don't know.
That would be pretty cool.
You don't know what it's going to be. So
hey, wait, does that mean you're going to be wearing one when you do it?
Me?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna wear one.
Yeah.
I gotta find it. I might actually make one.
I got the plan. I'm gonna win this. Don't worry, I'm gonna get Jay's face right on here in a Christmas sweater.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Ho ho ho, bitches.
Right? Christmas sweater. Wow.
But yeah, that's so I think, and then probably the beginning of the year I'll announce the winner, and then get a prize going. So it'll be cool. I think it'll be fun. But like I said, I'm only going to do like a couple of shows in December because again, it's holidays, and I don't know. I don't think it's going to be too much, so it'll be fun. Maybe some new things will happen in next year.
I'm terrified.
We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen next year. But yeah, that's it. That's what I have going. Don't forget, we're also on Spotify and all that other podcast audibles. We're all over the place. Gorilla Lounge is everywhere. I've been sticking the stickers like on fuel pumps. I'll probably start getting in trouble. That's probably where the trolls came from. Jerks.
Oh, probably. Hey, at least they didn't come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is what happens, I guess.
Oh yeah.
But all right, you guys, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a great Halloween. Scare the shit out of some kids.
Yeah, man.
And don't open that Dybbuk box. Just leave that some bitch.
Oh, I heard open it. We can do that as we come out here. Just like
I heard don't open it.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'm saving it for you, man.
For big. Yeah.
No.
Not this guy. Fuck that shit. I see enough shit in my life. I don't need to see extra stuff.
So you're gonna get this package. You're gonna cut it open, and like the Dybbuk box is gonna be right underneath the tape, and you're just gonna
that would, bro. I would be so fucking mad.
I'm gonna get an angry message right after that happens.
Oh, for sure. I'm be like, why is there a chicken bone? Oh, you sons of bitches. Oh, you sons of bitches.
It'd be too late then.
Right
now, I did buy a card game that I really want to do on the show one day. I might do it in December. Yeah, I did buy a card game, and I want to play it. I want to see how it works out. It's coming in. It'll probably be here tomorrow, but we'll see. See how it plays out, and then go from there.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it'll be fun. So, again, you guys, thank you so much. I'm going to shut it down. That's it. Thanks everybody for watching, paying attention, listening, engaging in the conversation. Mad respect, much appreciated. Thanks for the support. And that will end the show. All right. Later. Next, I'll see you guys in December.